right, hey, it's another exciting day with me, the economy, and you. I'm Chris Lethem. Welcome to today's show. Today, we're going to talk about the exciting world of real estate because, you know, in Hawaii, we are all about real estate. Today's guests are from Team Lally.
Team Lally.
Yes, so we have Adrienne Lally, and we have Attilio Leonardi.
Yes, it's a
welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yes, well, I had to have you on the show because, you know, you invited me to come on your radio show, which is every Saturday?
Yes.
What time and where?
From 11 to 12 on AM 830 KHVH.
And what do you talk about on your show?
Well,
we tell dirty jokes. No. We talk about real estate.
Yes.
We have call-in guests, as you know, because you were one of them.
actually, he was in studio guest.
I was an in-studio guest.
In-studio
That was
guest.
fun.
Yeah, it was. That was a hoot.
But we have like different businesses. They'll come and talk about, you know, what they do, their story, what makes them successful.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we have our property management tip of the week, our loan tip of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I would say a majority of it is real estate related, but on the edges, we got community events and all those other educational things that we
Edutaining.
Edutainment.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. And I got
That's
to
what
tell
it
you,
is.
you guys are a hoot because when I listened to this, I mean, I was being on the show.
Yeah.
You guys are throwing some stuff out really fast. You
Yeah.
got to be on your toes with you guys because it's so funny, you know. And you've got Rick Kamada.
Yep, Rick Kamada, he talks about us during drive time.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, we play his spots during
Yes,
the show.
and he's a wit.
He's
a card. You know, you gotta be on your toes to keep up with him. He's so funny. And,
We've actually had him as a guest on our show as well.
Oh, is that right?
And it's
Yeah,
funny.
what he said, nobody else, he's never been interviewed by anybody on the...
And you know what he started to do? We were interviewing him, and then he turned around and started to try and interview us. We're
He
like,
tried
no.
pulling a Larry King on
No,
us.
Rhett,
He
this is
did
about
all
you.
that.
We
No,
want to
no,
know
no.
about you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So.
Well, he's an interesting guy. Well, you know, one of the things I wanted to do too today was sort of highlight the things because this show is really about the economy. It's called The Economy and You, but we talk about a lot of issues. But you're really sort of at the forefront these days because a home is still the number one investment, largest investment that families make.
Yes.
We have a homeless crisis going on.
Mm-hmm.
We've got real estate being built in Kaka'ako, which everybody's complaining local people really can't afford it. People who are buying it are speculating in the market. It's not really workforce housing. There is a grand plan along the rail route to build something like 50,000 more housing units over the next several years. That's a lot of housing units. And then we have the military.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't know, are they coming? Are they staying? Are they playing musical chairs? What are they doing?
Well,
You know?
I think with our interaction with, well, let's go back to the rail.
Yeah, let's start there. Let's start with the rail. The
There's
beloved
this guy.
rail.
There's this guy named Todd. Have you heard of Todd?
Todd.
Transient-oriented development.
Oh,
That's
yes,
what they call it.
Todd.
So those I've been studying those a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I guess the big question that everybody asks, you know, I've got like a 7-year-old. Will he be able to ride this thing before he goes off to college? That's a big question. But we see it being built.
Yeah,
And-
they're making very quick progress. I mean,
Yeah.
it's starting out on the west side,
Yes.
which is where our main office is located. So
Yeah.
we've been watching it just continue to be built at
Yeah.
a very fast pace.
And I have a supposition that as that rail gets completed, property values on the west side are going to go up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be much easier to get to town.
Yes.
Like the traffic will not be an issue, so
Not so much.
not as much, yeah.
Not so much. And of course, when you improve the quality of life for people who live out there because they won't be stuck in traffic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the worst thing is I got to tell you, if you got to go to the bathroom and that traffic gets clogged up,
Yeah.
you're in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
You know.
What do you do?
That's
That's an interesting
Yeah.
You get
question.
Yeah,
that.
it's
You get that big gulp cup. No, but yeah, you know what's I think what's cool is when people get on the rail and they're heading home from work and they pass everybody sitting on the traffic. They'll all be going, you know, because they'll be sitting on that their quality of life, like you said, they'll be able to get on that and be able to zip all the way home because we see the path of travel.
Yeah.
And you know, they keep saying people aren't going to ride it, but you know, it's being built. People are going to use it. There are other cities. I mean, everybody, maybe people watching this, you know, you've been in cities like New York and
San Francisco, I live in
Yeah.
the Bay Area.
In
Yeah.
Where they have
DC,
this.
that's where I grew up.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it was just like part of life. You know, when you have that many people in one small area, like something needs to happen.
yeah.
Well, you know, my feeling is that as long as you've got internet on there,
yeah.
people will be happy. They'll write it as long as they can do work.
Sure.
And be productive while
Yeah.
they're writing and And of course, one of the key issues is going to be safety.
Yes.
As long as people feel safe, comfortable, they can be productive, then I think the rail will likely be a success. I think the other interesting component of this is how that's going to affect tourism. If people can ride the rail, they're not necessarily going to stick in Waikiki.
Yes.
Yeah.
So-
There's other options along the route. They can easily get to Waikiki or over to Kualina.
Yeah. They can
You
go to
don't
Kualina.
get lost when you ride the rail because it's eventually going to take you back to where you started. Unlike, if you're driving in a car, you're like, I don't know where I'm going. But, I think the interesting thing that is going to happen is like those people that are going to, at the rail stop locations, that's where people are going to, be looking at buying a townhome or a single family home where they can literally maybe just walk to work by going to the rail stop.
Yeah, I think there'll be a cultural shift away from the automobile.
Yeah.
The necessity of having automobile will be mitigated. We'll have more car sharing. I think there's a plan.
Yeah.
Car companies and entrepreneurs see this as an opportunity to either do share bikes or mopeds or cars, and you can imagine that with the advent of electrical cars. I mean, they've got cars that now run on air. I mean, it's
Yeah.
an amazing thing, compressed air, and they just put around.
Mm-hmm.
And if you only need a vehicle for short distances, then you change the solution that you need, because you don't need a car that travels on a tank of gas, for 200 miles.
So we wanted to talk about those frequently asked questions. Everybody wants to know, is it a good time to sell? Is it a good time to buy? What's going on with the economy as far as real estate? Because it is a big driver.
It is a big driver,
the
and the thing
economy.
is if you talk about supply and demand, and of
Mhm.
course, as basic economics 101 is supply and demand.
Uh-huh.
There is a feeling from people I've talked to at the legislature that we're down about 50,000 housing units shy of what we need to have, and in a few years we'll be 64,000 housing units shy of what we need to have. And so we're sort of playing catch up.
Mm-hmm.
And they've rezoned some of the land along the rail route for more condensed population.
Uh-huh.
So obviously that's going to impact what you do.
Well, Adrienne, remember we were talking with a client today, and it's been more of a conversation with all the clients we've been meeting with recently, but they want to know where we're at as far as from the last peak. Why don't you share with
Yeah, I
them
think
that?
we've had this conversation probably like 3 times just in the last couple of days. And
Okay.
everybody is asking this, like, is it time to sell? Especially like our investor clients.
It feels
Like,
it feels a little frothy.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like you said, supply is low, so demand is high. But what we found in, just statistically speaking, from
Mhm.
peak to peak, it's on average a 7-year cycle,
Okay.
right? So our last peak here in Hawaii was like 2005, 2006.
So do the math on that.
So we're basically on borrowed time,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's great that the market has recovered the way that it has, and most places, I think, on the island are kind of back to where that previous peak was.
But here's
Yep.
some of the things that I find interesting, because we look at the Japanese economy, which has had an impact on real estate prices in Hawaii. Their stock market is going up, but not as speculative as it was back in like '87. Remember,
Uh-huh.
they had the burst and bubble, and then it burst, and it created all kinds of havoc in real estate prices here.
Yeah.
Then we had the mortgage collapse, and that caused a downward spiral in real estate
Yes.
prices. But it doesn't seem right now, maybe I play the devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like any of that kind of nonsense is in the works at the moment.
No, nothing like that. I think that if anything does cause a change, it's going to be probably something more like within the stock market.
And/or I think the changes are going to be more conservative because you got to understand the real estate bubble that we came out of was fueled by Warren Buffett calls them mass weapons of financial destruction.
Mhm.
And there are loan packages and/or mortgage-backed securities or financial instruments that have been regulated out of our economy. Lending is so conservative nowadays that you're not, we were just talking with a client today, people's expectations were, I'll get this financing and buy this home for $500,000.
Mhm.
I may not be able to afford this mortgage, but who cares? It's going to be worth another $50,000 in 6 months. That is not happening, and you don't want that to happen because when that was taking place in that economic bubble, whole countries were going into trouble, like Greece. And
Oh, these were the companies where we had packaged our loans and sold them
Yes.
to other people. Yeah,
mortgage-backed
that was really nice
mortgage-backed
of us to
securities.
do that.
So, yeah, so you've got a guy that works at McDonald's that qualifies for $600,000 loan. There's no way he realistically could qualify for that. And then they were always, everyone was just, who's going to hold the bag? Who we're going to sell the home to next? And that created that artificial bubble, and then it collapsed.
Yes.
That's not happening now. All the loans that are being written today are so conservative. I think in another couple of months too, there's going to be some massive sweeping change. Remember, and they said the closing rate, the closing times are going to expand from typical 30 to 45 days on out to 60 days.
So is it getting more conservative with the banks?
Yep.
So
With
if the banks get too conservative and they're not loaning money,
Yep.
that means that's going to cause a liquidity problem in the marketplace potentially, right?
Yeah.
And that could in fact have a deleterious effect on pricing.
Yeah, and I want to comment to the individuals that are listening to it, because a lot of times we'll make these predictions, and do we have a better crystal ball than anybody else out there? Probably not. But as an individual owner that's looking to sell their home, looking at the entire economy, and the best analogy that I've heard is trying to get a weather report for the entire United States. You don't care what the weather is in Idaho or what's going on with the overall general economy. You care about what's the weather today. I'm going to go to the beach today. What's the economy doing today? What's the value of my home in my neighborhood?
Yeah.
And so that's how homeowners should look at it. And if you've got to sell, it's time to sell, because maybe Uncle Sam's telling you got to move to a new duty station.
Yeah.
And we do sit down with clients and we give them two options. What are they?
So they can sell or they can hold on to it and rent it out.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we do a rental analysis versus a sales analysis. And if they have the holding capability, I mean, it's a great way to build wealth, is just get rich slow, right?
Yeah.
You buy and hold, and you put good tenants in there, and maybe they come back or they sell 10, 15 years from now if
Yeah.
they can do that.
Yeah, and so by giving them that option, now does that create a problem for them when it comes to buying a home somewhere else, if they're going to rent out their existing home?
Well, that's part of, the process.
Part of the
It's like,
analysis.
so they go and they'll talk to a loan officer and see, all right, if I sell this home, what will I qualify for?
Okay.
If I rent this home and this is the rent that I'll be getting, what will I qualify for?
Because this
So-
would go to what we referred to earlier as house broke, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
House broke is what you are after you buy a house. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about what's going on in terms of foreclosures in Hawaii. Are we seeing any trends with foreclosures, or an upward or downward trend, or?
I think those are declining. We actually, the foreclosure notices are published in the newspaper in the legal section.
Uh-huh.
So we've been tracking
There was like
those.
a couple weeks where there was
none.
nothing. It was like, wow.
So we've gone
That's refreshing.
to a cycle right now where
Wow.
you don't. I mean,
Interesting.
that's an indicator there. If you don't see a lot of, nobody can be foreclosed on without it being published in the newspaper.
Mhm.
It has to be, part of the rules are it has to be published in the newspaper in the same county in which the property exists. And pretty much everybody publishes in PBN, in the legal
Okay.
section, the notices for foreclosure. And so we send letters to those people saying, hey, we can help you with this situation. And obviously we're not, at the peak, we'd be sending 50 letters a day. Now we're lucky if it's 5, and then sometimes it's 0. So the people that were upside down in their properties has dropped off significantly. We did a lot of short sales, and those have dropped off.
And those have dropped off too.
Yeah.
Are banks still willing to entertain a short sale?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it just seems like since the market has improved, we're dealing more with people that are distressed, so they're behind on their mortgage payments, but they're not necessarily short or upside down.
Oh, okay. So maybe they've lost their position or job, or they've a medical emergency or something like that has caused a financial problem.
But either way,
Distress,
we can figure it out for them.
Okay.
And so if they
Regardless
are,
of their situation,
if they are upside down, sometimes the banks are even offering incentives because they would rather work together with the homeowner than to go ahead and move toward the foreclosure. It just costs them
'Cause it
so
just-
much more.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem to make sense to push people into a foreclosure situation these days.
Yeah, I think the recipe for disaster was they bought at the peak of the market.
Yes.
The economy corrected. They had loss of income due to the economy correcting, and then they couldn't make the mortgage payments on a home that was worth, that had a mortgage on it that was way higher than what it was worth. So it was like a double whammy, and people were like, I'm out of here. And what's critical to know about Hawaii, this is a factual piece of information, is that we are a, what you call it?
A recourse state.
We're a recourse state. What does that mean? Tell me, Adrienne.
So that means that they can and they will come after you for the difference. If
really?
like, like in California, it's a non-recourse state, so you could just walk away and not feel like they're going to be chasing you down for the
They call it a
deficiency.
strategic default.
We're going to go to commercial break.
Yep.
Sure.
And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about your business model too.
Okay.
Because I think you've got a really amazing business model.
Okay.
All right,
I'm Chris
thanks.
Lethem. This is The Economy and You, and we'll be right back after this short commercial. Stay tuned. Aloha.
This is Alice Lee Hagan, host of ThinkTech Hawaii Business Education Spotlight. My show here at ThinkTech Hawaii is every Thursday from 3 to 4 in the afternoon. I bring in interesting guests from Hawaii, the mainland, and hopefully international guests in the future. Do join us on Thursday from 3 to 4 p.m. ThinkTech Hawaii Business Education Spotlight. Aloha.
Aloha, I'm Hunter Hevelin, host of Sustainable Hawaii here at ThinkTech Hawaii. You can tune in every week on Thursday at 2 p.m. to see interviews with sustainability professionals from around the state and even further abroad, learning about activities with water management, food security, waste management, and a whole host of other fascinating opportunities to get engaged with making a greener island. So if you're interested in making the transition from consuming individuals to communities of producers, check us out every Thursday.
Yeah, look, hi, I'm Chris Lethem. This is The Economy and You. Welcome back. We're just chatting a little bit about your very interesting business model, which I don't think anybody else has anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, probably not here.
Not here.
Not here in Hawaii.
So let me understand your business model. Your business model is, if you don't sell the house within a certain amount of days, you will buy the house.
You know, a lot of people think that, but what it really is we'll guarantee to sell your home, or we'll burn it to the ground for the insurance money. That
They've
is
been
the
getting it
real.
all wrong this whole time.
The phones have been lighting up. People are like, I want the insurance burn it to the ground deal. No, but yeah, we have a guaranteed sale program, which basically we're so confident in our marketing and our ability to get your home sold that's our call to action. We guarantee to get your home sold at an agreed upon price and or time frame, or either we'll buy it or we'll have it bought for cash.
Wow, wow.
So.
And now how often do you find you're having to do that?
Not too often. I think the last deal we did was Patsipunaluu deal. It was the uncle's property. He hadn't taken care of it. It was really.
It was scary.
It was scary looking.
It was a scary
looking property.
We had to buy it.
This is the definition of, well, not necessarily the definition, but typically the indicator that it's a scary property. You know, in Hawaii, what do you do when you go to someone's house in Hawaii with your shoes?
You take them off.
You take them off. If it's scary, you leave them
Not
on.
here.
Leave the shoes on. This is a leave the shoes on
Leave
kind
the
of
shoes on,
property.
yeah.
And then also put on booties, a hazmat suit, and a breathing apparatus.
And did the house have a lean going on?
No,
Was
but
it leaning? No? Or
it
holes
just-
in the roof?
They just didn't want to deal with it, and so we took over the property, spent about $40,000 remodeling it, and got it sold. But that's what we are so confident in our marketing. You know, here's what's going on statistically with the realtors on Oahu. You have 6,000 licensees, and what are these 6,000 licensees doing?
So half of them are not doing anything.
50%.
They're not going to sell any homes in a year.
Now, is because they got the real estate license just because they wanted to know something about real estate, or they're just because they wanted to buy a house and get a
I don't know.
break?
I mean, there's just a lot of different reasons.
I'll tell you the reason why. The barrier to become a realtor is very low. You know what the bad news is? The barrier to becoming a realtor is very low. So that's why half of them will sell 0 homes. A lot of people see this myth, oh, yay, realtors make a lot of money. Go get the license. You know, after they pastor their auntie, uncle, sister, brother, and they don't want to sell a home with them, they're like, wait a minute, you're the guy that's been sleeping on my couch for 6 months, and I'm going to list my home with you because you got a real estate license? No, that's not how it works. You got to put some. You've got to go and gain a track record. You got to be willing to work hard for people, and you got to come off as credible.
And get educated and make sure that you're doing what's in the best interest of your client.
That's right, that's right. And you have a lot of people too that are, I don't know how many timeshare agents there are, but there are a lot of people, timeshare people have to get a real estate license.
Yes.
They're not selling homes, they're selling timeshares.
Timeshares,
We're
yeah.
selling
Vacation real estate?
So yeah, so some of them are gonna be timeshares, others maybe will do property management, others are just like, you know, they just have it because they want to purchase a home for themselves in the future. I mean, there's a lot of different reasons why an agent would not sell a home in a year.
Yeah.
So the other half, about 40% of them, are going to sell maybe a handful, between 5 and 7 homes.
Yeah.
So like those are like just the industry standards or statistics
Now,
here.
5 or 7 homes for a new real estate agent, is that considered a reasonable number?
Not on our team.
Not on your team.
Not on our team. Our expectation is that you're going to sell at least 2 homes a month. So do the math on that. That's 24 a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're going to be on our team being a...
That takes somebody who knows how to get on a phone and make cold calls.
Yeah.
And follow up.
Yeah.
Well, I would say
And take direction.
I would say like for us, our team, no one has to make any cold calls.
Really?
No, because with the amount of money that we spend on marketing, we have so many people inquiring. We have a lot of people to follow up with that want to do business with us.
Oh, okay.
So really, it's more, they're a little bit more of a warm call, trying to find out, you know, where are you at? How can we help you?
Yeah, I would say instead of cold calls, I would categorize it as follow-up. We need
Yes.
people to help with the follow-up. Because the gold is in the follow-up. But, you know, it's not about, hey, here's the phone, knock yourself out. We've got back-end systems, we've got training, we've got coaching, we've got specific training programs. So the success, you know what? We've got a 60K guarantee.
We do.
What is that 60K guarantee?
60K a year.
$60,000 a year guarantee.
That's almost as good as an Uber driver.
Yes. If this doesn't
So
work out, I'm gonna get me a nice Cadillac.
this is for like a brand new agent,
Yeah.
right? Like someone
Okay.
who's just like, what do I do? I got my real estate license. So they can come join our team, and we guarantee that they're going to make $60,000.
No way. Are you serious?
That's pretty good.
In the first year.
Wow.
Or we'll pay the difference. I
Yeah.
mean, we're that confident. And we've had agents come on our team in the past, and they've done half of what we've asked them to do,
And made more money than
and
that.
they've made twice that amount.
Yeah.
So
That's because they're so good looking and so
Yes.
charismatic that people just want to.
that must be it.
Yeah.
No, we had this one buyer agent, and he had a football-sized goiter on the side of his neck, and he still did real well. No, he had no goiter. But,
That was another head, you know.
you know, it's what we find is that if we go through an assessment,
Yes.
a process, and we use a consultant to determine if this person has the baseline skill set and or personality for what we're doing there, and if they have that, because that's not something, you know,
You can't teach that.
yeah, that's developed at, you know, at age 4 or 5, you know, when your personality is pretty much set. But if they have those baseline skill sets and or personalities, we will provide them, I tell the candidates, if you do exactly what we tell you to do,
Okay.
you will make money in this business, and you will do much better than 98% of the people that get a real estate license.
Okay.
So-
Okay. So now, when you're recruiting, how often do you recruit? Are you recruiting all the time? or-
All the
Always.
time.
You're always recruiting.
Always looking for
All the
talent.
Looking for talent.
Yeah.
That's what we
Okay.
say.
Well, you know what? If Jay fires me off, ThinkTech,
You have
I'll come
you
look
have
you
a
up.
spot.
But yeah, if anybody wants to figure out, hey, can I make the cut? Can I go through the combine process for Team Lally? All you got to do is go to our website, jointeamlally.com.
Oh, okay.
That's
That's
it.
That's it. That's
That's
where
it.
it starts.
JoinTeamLally.com.
Wow, you guys make this really easy.
Jointeamlally.com.
Yeah, wow. And then, so now tell me a little bit about what you're experiencing in terms of sales these days, and what are some of the challenges that you're dealing with?
Challenges.
Not having people make the correct choice to list their home with us. No, I'm just kidding. I would say a lot of the challenges is that a lot of times the consumer, first of all, they're just bewildered by all the choices of realtors. There's 6,000 people with a license on this island.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I tell people, you know what, you probably know 20 realtors,
And their family members.
and you're related to 10 of them,
Yeah,
but this is what
yeah.
I know. I have family members I wouldn't even let watch my own children let get involved in a real estate transaction. So you've got to figure out what's the process to go through to find that agent. So we look at it as all the money that we spend on marketing is out there saving people from having a bad experience with a realtor that may be brand new in the business. Nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of good people out there, but very few great realtors, and we're trying to help them to sift through that. So the challenges that we find with people is just spending time to come in and get educated. A lot of times they say, well, I'm not ready. And we always say, when is it a good time to be educated?
It's always a good time.
Anytime, doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you're gonna.
We had a client that came in like a year and a half before
Use a planner.
Yeah, I mean, and we love planners because we can help them so that once they're ready to go on the market, they feel 100% confident and we get the job done for them.
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge is having consumers, in a nutshell, not make a decision based on so little information. You know, go out there and get
Or
educated.
based on, oh, well, you know, this agent told me that they could get me $30,000 more
Right, yeah.
than really
yeah.
what, you know, the home is worth.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, I guess if you're a real estate agent and you want to get business, one of the ways that you're going to drum up business is overinflate the value of a home initially.
That's a violation of the code of ethics.
Well, I suppose it is, but if somebody looks at that home and they feel very optimistic about it, I mean, there's a level of optimism and pessimism. I suppose there's a gray area.
Yeah,
There
some
is.
agents are extremely optimistic.
I don't know. We like to be very upfront and realistic with our clients because you know we want them to continue to do business with us even after the sale of the home.
Yeah.
And we want them to feel good about it. Like we're in partnership. Of course, we're going to be working together on pricing the home.
Well, and if you're selling a home,
Yeah,
oftentimes these people are also going to be buying a home.
Yep.
exactly.
So, and if they're buying a home, that means that you still have to retain them as a client. And I would think that word of mouth and referrals and such are also a big part of your business model.
And I think that one of the big ones for us is staying in touch with our past clients. We have, and I'll define us staying in touch with our clients in a couple of words: cupcakes, pumpkin pies, movie night.
And then don't forget the bounce houses.
Oh, and bounce houses. Those are the ways that we
Yes.
stay in touch with our clients. And what is that, Adrienne?
So we do an event.
These are for seniors, senior citizens, right? The bounce houses? It's
Yes.
for
Of
seniors?
course. Well, we have face painting for them. It's like less dangerous. So once a quarter, we have some kind of event that we put on for our clients to come out, and
Okay.
so we can interact with them, get caught up. We do drawings as well,
Giveaways.
contests, giveaways. We do pumpkin pie during Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day. We do cupcakes. We do a client appreciation party. So
Oh, those are nice.
And our
Yeah.
newest one that we're doing is we're gonna just create a, where people can come by and maybe get some snacks and a gift card for to go to the movies.
Yep.
And pop by and just to come in and visit with us. So a lot of times it's just, staying in touch with people and say, hey, nothing really specific to chat about. I just wanted to check in with you and see how you're doing today.
And where's your office located at?
We actually have a couple of offices. We've got,
So our main location is in Kapolei.
In Kapolei?
Yep.
Okay.
And then we have another location in town. And then we have our newest location is over on Maui.
in Wailuku.
Maui?
In Maui, yep. We got a Maui team
Oh, my
going
goodness.
on. And we also have a
Wow.
Maui radio show as well.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And when is that?
That's on Thursdays from 12 to 1.
On Kauai.
On Kauai.
11:10 a.m.
Oh, okay, very good. Now, where is your office here in Honolulu? Where is it located?
Right behind the Alamana Shopping Center in one of the high-rise condos over there. I mean, not condos, one of the high-rise business buildings. I'm trying to think there's like a veterinary
And there's like
clinic in the bottom.
there's like a rave next door too.
Right next to the Rave Warehouse. But,
Where all the concerts are, where all the cool concerts
Oh,
are.
really?
Yeah.
but with today's technology, a lot of time we're doing phone consultations, Skype
Skype.
What are
interviews.
we looking at here, by the way? This is your website?
Yes,
Yep.
this is teamlally.com.
And
Okay.
so you can look at homes for sale pretty much anywhere in the state of Hawaii.
Yep.
And it's real user-friendly if you want to look at homes for sale on the Big Island. You click on the Big Island.
You just click on the Big Island.
So right now we see that there are how many homes for sale on the Big Island? 4,405.
You know, I did see, I was looking at property on the Big Island, and I did see some heavily discounted properties. The only thing is I think they were in the lava flow.
Yes.
And that's why
And the
they
lot
were
size keeps growing.
Yeah. So it was like $5,000 for this great big beautiful lot, which
Yeah.
of course was right in the path of the lava flow. And I'm thinking to myself, that's a fairly speculative investment.
Yeah, no, I have a friend that works with FEMA, and he's saying those people in those areas having some challenges just getting insurance. Because so I don't know. That's you're getting more land, but
That's a little hot though.
It's a little
You gotta
hot.
Wait to cool, wait to
Properties
cool
are
off a
super
little
hot
bit.
over there.
Well, I'm Chris Lethem, and this is The Economy and You. We're with Team Lally, and we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. So stay tuned. Aloha.
Hi, I'm Ethan Allen. I host Likeable Science on ThinkTech Hawaii, and I do this because I care about science literacy in Hawaii. I want to spread the understanding science is a vital and interesting part of everyone's life. I want to make sure the broadest possible spectrum of people understand the beauty and the value of science and realize that science plays out each and every day of their lives. I want you to understand that science is fun. So we bring onto this show each week guests who are scientists, from astronomers to zoologists, and we talk about what they do and how they do it. But most importantly, we talk about why you should care about their work, why you should see that their work has value and impact on your life. So I hope you'll join us Fridays, 1 p.m. here on ThinkTech Hawaii. You can watch us via live stream. You can watch us recorded on Olelo, and you can see us each week. We hope you'll join us.
I'm gonna talk. Okay, we're back. Hi, I'm Chris Lethem. This is The Economy and You. Our guest today is Team Lally. We have Adrienne Lally and we have Attilio Leonardi.
Yes.
Yes. That sounds like a very German name, Italian name.
It's actually Samoan. No, it's not Samoan. It's Italian. And you know what? I got to give a big shout out because my dad has the same name, and was 8 years as the Honolulu Fire Department's chief, and so I always tell people that I have such my name is so unique that I'm very careful with how I do business with people, because I never want to jeopardize his reputation, because he has an excellent reputation in the islands.
Yeah,
That's being the past
awesome.
fire chief.
That's amazing.
But, yeah.
So you've been in real estate how many years now, both of you?
How long have you been in?
I think coming up in 11 years.
11 years.
I'm somewhere between 8 and 9 years. I'm younger.
Oh, okay, okay. Now, I want to talk a little bit about real estate trends, but there's a kind of a joke that goes something like, well, if the wife can't sleep, she asks her husband, who's a real estate agent, how his work went that day. Yeah, so not exactly...
exciting topic.
Yeah, an exciting topic sometimes, but it's, when you're looking at something, in an investment like real estate, you've got this is the one investment that actually has a utility component to it, where if you're investing in the stock market, you don't get to use it.
Yeah.
You don't really get to go and you buy all these stocks or bonds, whatever, and then jump in a pile of them and throw them up in the air.
Your stock certificates, you're like, oh, this feels so nice.
Yeah,
stock certificate.
Stuff your mattress with them, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But a home is something that you get to enjoy.
It's tangible, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tangible asset it grows in value over time, but it's also something that you can enjoy. You can improve upon it, and you can accommodate it to your own lifestyle.
Yeah.
But what are some of the interesting things or trends that you're seeing in pricing right now? Has pricing been going up? Because, Hawaii is a unique location. What are we seeing in our pricing structure here?
Well, I think isn't it, every time we sit down with a client, isn't their expectation always, it must be worth more than what I paid for it, even though I only bought it a year ago. But, take Chris and the viewers through what's the conversation that we have with people when they're trying to determine what their home is worth?
Well, we're always going to ask them, what their perception is on the price versus the value.
Yeah, let's talk about that, price versus value.
Okay.
So, the common answer that we're getting back is that, well, the price and the value need to match, right? Because, in order for the home to sell, right? The perceived value of the home. And then we go into talking about pricing it too high, too low, or pricing it just right. Now, and I think you had mentioned how is the housing market going in different areas. I think it's going to be very, very different depending on the part of island that we're in or the neighborhood. But in general, the prices are continuing to improve and
so we have
and grow.
I see things broken out from the top end of the market to the lower end of the market. And talking about movement in the market, are you seeing the top end, lots of sales in the top end, or is it mostly in the low end of the market where most of the activity is happening?
Oh, like the higher end, $3-4 million and up.
Yeah, Kahala
versus the
Wailua
$200,000-$300,000 homes.
Yeah.
So I mean, we get for example, we get a home that's listed at $400,000.
Maybe share with them the honeymoon period, because that's what we always talk about with people. It's called the honeymoon period. Tell them what that's about.
So the honeymoon period is when you have the most amount of people interested or looking at the home. So for a lower priced home, you're going to have a shorter honeymoon period. There's going to be more people that are going to be able to afford to buy a home like that. So,
So you have a shorter honeymoon period?
Well, the honeymoon period is going to, it's going to vary depending on the price point of the home and location. But it's typically, every property has a honeymoon period when you have a lot of people. If you were to graph it, you have a lot of people looking in the beginning, and as time goes on, less people are looking at the home.
Is that why people take properties off the market?
Yes, because this is the question we always ask our clients when they're sitting in there and we're doing our consultation. Chris, let me ask you something. When you see a property that's been on the market for 200, 300 days, what comes to your mind?
I get scared.
You get scared.
I have an emotional response to that because I
break out in a cold sweat.
You're either completely you've outpriced yourself.
Okay.
Or there's something fundamentally wrong with the home. For example, maybe if you had, like on the mainland, you have a basement, the basements will often get cracks or, the house will settle in weird ways and then that all has to be repaired. So if I buy a house that's sitting on the house, maybe I'm going to have to make a huge investment beyond the price of the home.
Well, you said, there's the one word I want to pick out of your response, the word wrong. We've probably asked that question over 1,000 times. And everyone always responds with, there must be something wrong with the house, with the price, with the realtor. Maybe they got a Sanford & Sons on the left and somebody's starting a rock band on the right. Something's wrong with the house. And in reality, most of the time, there could be absolutely nothing wrong with the house, but the buyer psychology is we're going to just stop looking or maybe we're going to come in with a low offer.
Right.
So this is what we know is that, you were talking about price points, the high and the low, that typically our graph or what we're looking at is like a pyramid, and at the base you have a lot of buyers looking in that category, and as you go up higher in price point you have less and less people looking. So probably above $1 million is at the tippity top, and then below $1 million is where you have a lot of homes for sale and homes move quickly. So
now
that honeymoon period is going to be longer for the higher priced
above
homes.
$1 million and less so for below $1 million.
Because people would expect that a much higher priced home or a more upscale property, you're going to have less people
looking
in that price range looking. So the honeymoon period lasts
longer.
So you're given a little grace there.
Yes, before you get fired by your client. Because just like in anything, when the honeymoon period's over, it's like, oh, geez, what did I get? No. As far as your realtor and what's going on with the marketing, there's only so much length of time that a homeowners are going to be like wanting to entertain that phone call week after week. Nope, don't have any offers yet. Nope, don't have any offers yet.
And some of them don't even get phone calls.
And some don't even get phone calls.
Wow. So what would you like to see? Is there anything that you would like to see going on in terms of, because this is a show about sort of the economy, is there anything that we need to be doing in the state to make, to address our housing concerns? Do we need to build more workforce housing? What do you think would help to stimulate our housing industry?
I would say that, since there's younger people are coming into the marketplace, and because of the price of homes, it's like most of them can't afford the homes here. Or, maybe they're forced into a small studio with a high maintenance fee, but just I think more affordable homes for, people that are in their mid to late 20s.
So should we be building more low, what we call, not high-rise, but low-rise housing that doesn't have the maintenance costs associated with high-rises?
I would just say to make it more affordable. Otherwise, it's like, the younger generation, they're gonna leave.
Yes.
So where it is more affordable. Yeah.
We have a huge brain drain here in Hawaii, where the best and the brightest of our young people leave, and then they're forced to make a decision between, well, I can get a good paying job on the mainland with reasonable home prices and have financial security, or I can come back to Hawaii, get not such a great paying job, and have all this overhead of a very high-priced real estate market. Unless, of course, there's some special situation that you've got a family that's will buy you a home or give you substantial money for down payment, but that's probably
far and few between.
Far and few between, and we really want to be doing more things. I think for me, one of my big challenges is I want to see a larger investment in technology.
Sure.
Technology, I think, has the highest multiple for creating new jobs and new job opportunities. Hawaiian Telephone is bringing more fiber optic into Hawaii. Finally, after 20 years, we're going to get more fiber optic, which means that we'll have more high-speed internet, which hopefully will attract more companies to come and do technology-related businesses here, and those are the types of jobs. You know, if we have those types of jobs that are well-paying jobs, then we can have our young people
able to afford homes.
Yes.
Well, I'm looking forward to that because I really want to turn in my rotary dial phone and my dial-up modem.
And your AOL account.
And your pager.
and my AOL account and my brick phone.
Yeah, so these are some of the challenges that we face in Hawaii, because I think if we don't address these things, you know, we have a homeless problem, and that's affected our tourism.
Yes.
When tourists come here and they have to contend with homelessness issues, where they've saved up their money either for years or this is the one big vacation in their whole life.
Yeah.
How disappointing is that? So we certainly need to be figuring out how to solve that problem with homelessness. And if you've got any great ideas or suggestions, I'm always open.
Well, I'm thinking like there's like a place out in Sand Island that they've started to, you know, to build temporary housing. And then I also noticed out in Kapolei over in the old, the Barber's Point, there's like old abandoned buildings that
On
they're
the
starting.
Kailua area.
Yeah, they're starting to
I think
rehab.
a lot of those
Those are, and
military
they
doors.
look amazing.
Yeah.
I lived over in that area, and then I noticed, I went back there the other day, took my niece to go drive the little go-karts.
The go-kart.
Yeah. And I was just like, it looks like a completely different building.
Yeah.
I know it's just been sitting there vacant for so
Yes,
long.
for
It
so
was like,
long.
it was just such a shame. So I was glad to see that someone's come in and started to, you know, make a difference and make a place for our
Do
homeless.
you think we need to provide more tax incentives for young people, or provide some sort of incentives to help them get into a home?
Oh, absolutely. I remember, what was it, maybe 5-6 years ago, they had a first-time home buyer tax incentive, and that really, you know, that helped out a lot of first-time home buyers, just and even got them off the fence when they're thinking, like, do I rent or do I buy? By having that, you know, that extra tax credit, it
So
was
that
a
was from
huge
the
help.
federal level. And
Okay.
Yeah, from the federal level through the IRS. But I think also, too, if they had a lot of down payment assistance, I mean, it's really a struggle for people to save with the down payment money or more of the, and I'm kind of back and forth on the 100% financing, because if you don't, it's tough for you to stick in there and be disciplined to remain a homeowner if you didn't have a lot of skin in the game by putting some money down.
Yeah.
But maybe more education. You know, we don't need that brand new vehicle right when we get that job, you know, because it's a depreciating asset, and teach people how to save more.
Well, my show last week was actually on investing. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people have 401k plans. It's about what do you do with that? Like, do you just put it in the most conservative investment because you're afraid of losing money, or do you put it in something that's more aggressive that will grow over time? And clearly, that's the better strategy. But people are so risk averse, and they don't understand that. So I'm a big advocate of educating and edifying people on the importance of managing their money and establishing a strong credit score, and understanding what you need to have a good credit score, because it's the credit score that'll allow you to buy a home.
Well, there's a free resource, the Hawaii Home Ownership Center, and they have done a great job of educating
First-time home buyers.
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
the Hawaii Home Ownership Center.
Hawaii Homeownership Center.
.org. Check them out because they've got counselors. It doesn't,
I think it's like a very small fee, because again, it's about having some skin in the game.
Yes.
And it's just a one-time, very small fee that you pay, and you can take all their classes. They'll coach you. They'll help you come up with a budget.
They do have
Wow,
down payment assistance programs. They're originally, I think they got they got real busy during when the economy was tanking, because they were helping a lot of people, distressed homeowners, communicate with the banks.
Well, thank you for being on the show today. This was, I think this is a good show. I think we talked a lot about a lot of interesting things.
Yes.
And I want to thank everybody for watching the show today. And we'll see you again next week, Wednesday at 3 o'clock. This is The Economy and You, and I'm Chris Lethem, and mahalo.